Public Laws of 1975, Chapter 231, and adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by notice sent to the Star Ledger, local source, and posted in the main lobby of the municipal building and on the Township website. And leading our Pledge of Allegiance this evening is David Penna, VFW Post 228. Thank you, Mr. Penna.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for a moment of silence for our servicemen here and abroad. Thank you. Roll call.
Mayor DuBois.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Capides.
Here.
Committeeman Huber.
Here.
Committeeman Kaiser.
Present.
And Committeeman Weber.
Hey!
Hey!
Some people like to make an entrance.
Some people like to be announced.
Right on cue.
We could have somebody play you in next time.
Dun, 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 dun.
Send in the clowns.
Works and works.
All right. Proclamations and announcements. We will be having our Veterans Day ceremony Monday, November 11th at 11 a.m. at Veterans Park. Our upcoming Township Committee meetings, there is a change in our schedule. We had a workshop meeting scheduled for Monday, November 25th. However, that is the same time as the Interfaith Thanksgiving celebration. So we're going to cancel the workshop session so that members of the committee can attend the Interfaith Thanksgiving celebration. So we will have our regular meeting on Tuesday, November 26th at 7:30. Now, again, the Springfield Interfaith Clergy Thanksgiving service will be hosted by St. James the Apostle Church on Monday, November 25th from 7 to 8. All municipal offices are closed on Thanksgiving, November 28th, and Friday, November 29th. Our winter celebration for 2019 will be Wednesday, December 4th from 5 to 8 p.m. on the town hall lawn. I'm assuming the rain date is
The next day.
the next day, right? So it should be the 5th. There is a free rabies clinic on Saturday, December 7th at 10 a.m. to noon at Chisholm Recreation Center. We can now take public comment on agenda items only. Seeing as there are no
Mayor,
comments.
before you go,
Yes.
I'd just like to thank everybody for voting yesterday. I mean, who you voted for, it's our right to go out and vote. And I appreciate the votes we got, but I'm glad people went out and voted. We had more than normal on a off year there.
Still only 32% of the
I know,
voters,
it's
but
than-
better than in years past, so hopefully that will continue to increase. And if you have any ideas out there on to how to get people out there, please share. Other than that,
No, free bribe.
no public comment, so we'll move on to... Okay. We have reports, finance.
I would like to make a motion to accept the total amount of payroll and vouchers for the period from October 23rd, 2019 through November 6th, 2019 in the amount of $10,079,110.94.
I second.
Committeeman Kaiser.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Capides.
Yes.
Committeeman Huber.
Yes.
Committeeman Weber.
Yes.
Mayor DuBois.
Yes. Okay, we don't have any minutes or reports. New business. We don't have any second readings, but we do have a first reading.
Ordinance 2019-13. This ordinance makes changes to some of the fees for the Springfield Recreation Department, Springfield Community Pool, Springfield Pool Camp, and Chisholm Playground Center.
I make a motion to adopt 2019-13 as read by Madam Clerk. Publicize the local source November 14th, 2019, with final hearing November 26th.
I second that motion.
Discussion. I just want to say that we have been talking about we're always looking at new ways to improve services and different things in the township. And Committeeman Weber and I are on the Recreation Committee, and all of us actually have had these conversations to some of the suggestions, and I'm really excited to see that Adam and his staff are going to take on some of these ideas. For example, they're going to pilot a leader in training program this year with the camp, which, as somebody who works at another camp in summer, I see how successful it is having young people that are very near working age that can eventually work at a camp have the experience to actually take a year to be trained in a program like that. I think is going to be a great idea, and I think it'll be appreciated by residents. Also, there were a handful of moms that have come to me, since I'm a mother of relatively younger kids, and asked about extending hours before the pool time to allow toddlers to come in, toddlers with parents. I mean, toddlers are not just running freely, but toddlers to come in and swim before their nap time, and that's something we're going to pilot this year, so I'm excited to see that as well. So we are always looking for ways to, we are responsive to the community. A lot of people reach out to us with ideas, and we try to make them work. They don't always work, and it's not for lack of trying. Sometimes they just don't fit what we're doing, but the rec department, as all of the departments in town, they're very responsive to resident input and our input, and you'll see that in a lot of these changes that you'll see in the upcoming year with recreation, so I'm really happy to see that. So Adam's not here, but I will thank him, and if he's watching or hears this, thank you. I appreciate him and Brendan taking these on. So that's it.
Yeah, there's a few things you'll see, you know, the increases were not much. Some of them are $8, $9, $10, $14. They're not much. Average is 4% over all the categories, but they eliminated a 3% credit card processing fee for the pool transaction, so it almost kind of balances itself out completely. So, I think it works out well, and I think we're, like the mayor said, we're looking for ways to make this pool even better every year, and I think we're going to see some good stuff this year.
That's it. Any other discussion? No. Okay.
Okay. Committeeman Weber,
Yes.
Committeeman Kaiser,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Capides,
Yes.
Committeeman Huber,
Yes.
Mayor DuBois.
Yes.
Ordinance 2019-14. This bond ordinance is to authorize the making of various public improvements and the acquisition of new additional or replacement equipment and machinery, and a new fire engine and a new automotive vehicle, including apparatus and equipment in, by, and for the township, in the County of Union, State of New Jersey, to appropriate the sum of $1,182,000 to pay the costs thereof, to appropriate township reserve funds to make a down payment, to authorize the issuance of bonds to finance such appropriation, and to provide for the issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bonds.
I would like to make a motion to adopt ordinance 2019-14 as read by Madam Clerk and publicized in the local source on November 14th, 2019, with final hearing on November 26th, 2019.
I second.
Okay, discussion?
Yeah, I just want to say, you know, I mean, I'm sure they'll be chirping around eventually about, you know, spending on stuff like this, but this equipment has a lifespan, and we've got a truck that's, you know, patched up over and over and over again, and there's just sometimes no avoiding needing new equipment, especially when it comes to police, fire, etc. Well worth it.
Agreed. We're at a point with the equipment where this has to take place,
Well-
and,
Costing us money.
yeah.
Yeah, it's costing us more to fix stuff than it is to just buy something new.
And the safety of our first responders is utmost importance, and we can't put people out in equipment that's not going to keep them safe or keep residents safe.
This is a lifespan of 20 years, this truck?
Yeah, can I give you a little more background?
Yes,
Go ahead,
please.
We've got two engines and one ladder truck. The one engine's a 2003. This is the one we've been having all the problems with. We sent it out to Pennsylvania to try to put Band-Aids on it. just to keep it together until we could get a new piece of equipment. We spent $12,000 just on that. Right now, we're using that only as a backup. We're trying not to run that out if we don't have to. So the goal is to make that last until the new piece of equipment comes in. We will keep that as a backup, just keeping it there, just in case we have a problem. We might have another vehicle available. So that's kind of the idea on it, but it's really at its end of its life. We're struggling with it. So what this bond ordinance will do, again, is that this gives Diane the authorization to get money, but it doesn't authorize us to spend it. It still has to come back to the committee, and you guys will have to vote on when we're ready for the engine. Now, we did put $130,000 aside. That is going to be a partial down payment. That's been there.
It's already put, the money's put aside into the capital fund. We've been putting a little bit every year, so we use that as part of the capital.
And what we're trying to do is the next piece of equipment is probably, Carlo estimated, at least 5 years away. So we're going to try over the next 5 years to put a little bit of money on, so when it does happen the next time, we've got more in that reserve account than we do presently, so we don't get hit with a big bill on it.
And
But
we do get a discount for ordering it.
$8,500 for ordering it, plus you're looking at least 12 months before it's ready. So and we're buying it through a co-op, so the price has already been established. It's not like you can go out and do any better. You're guaranteed supposed to get the best number you can get.
Buy a fire truck at Autoland.
And just so you know, the rest
Say
of
we should
this
go to
ordinance,
Firehouse Subs and see if they have any.
the rest of the ordinance, what we tried to do this go-around is that we were very restrictive on what we were going to allow. So this really is a fire truck and not a whole lot else. There's one SUV in for PD, and we had some money put aside for the pump stations, because we have a pump station that we're going to have to eventually rebuild. We've got some issues there. Diane, what else was there? Was there
There's the
anything?
building and maintenance repair for our overall
Yeah,
buildings.
building and maintenance repair, because we're always running into that issue. With the buildings getting old, you got to constantly do upkeep on them. But really, that was the major stuff. We tried to keep it very, very skinny.
And I just want people to understand, because I know whenever money is spent on anything, people's ears perk up. There, like you guys said, sometimes the life of a vehicle or equipment just runs its course, and whoever's sitting up here at the time has to make the decision to replace it. It's not as if it was anybody's responsibility prior to this. We just happen to be sitting here, and it's a necessity, and it has to be replaced. I think both of our chiefs are very good at acquiring funds through grants, through other avenues for a lot of things, but at some point, you sometimes have to spend money on things, and this is an important expenditure that we just have to make at this time. So I just hope people understand that.
And Carlo will be available for anything that's done to answer any questions anybody might have.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Is everything roll call? Committeeman Kaiser,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Capides,
Yes.
Committeeman Huber,
Yes.
Committeeman Weber,
Yes.
Mayor Dubois.
Yes. Do we, by chance, I don't know if anybody knows off the top of that, I could ask Carlo. The one truck that has seen better days is from 2003. When was the other truck from? Do you know?
I'll have to look at that, but that one's new.
Yeah, it's newer, right?
Yeah, I will get you the years on the other.
All right,
pieces
just out of
quick.
curiosity.
Actually, our fire guys actually are in Elizabeth right now fighting a fire down
wow.
there, so.
Yeah, I saw it on
Okay.
TV.
Yeah,
That's
so
definitely more important
I
than
can't,
my
I can't
question.
call the chief right at the moment, or the captain. Actually, Carlo's not here.
Thank you. Thank you for the information.
Not a problem.
All right, we're up to resolutions. We're going to adopt these resolutions by consent. If there's anything you would like to pull, please just let me know. Resolution 2019-288, 2019-289, 2019-290, 2019-291, 2019-292, 2019-293, 2019-294, 2019-295, 2019-296, 2019-297, 2019-298, and that's it.
I would like to make a motion to adopt the following resolutions on consent agenda. Resolution 2019-288, through Resolution 2019-291.
I'll second that.
90,
Okay.
298,
91. Oh,
next page.
nope, there we go, I missed some. And then,
90.
the following resolutions, Resolution 2019-292 through Resolution 2019-298.
It's a long
There we
night
go.
for everybody.
Second,
So, I made a
Committeeman Kaiser.
motion. Yes.
Committeeman Huber.
yes.
Deputy Mayor Capides.
Yes.
Committeeman Weber.
Yes.
Mayor Dubois.
Yes. All right, discussion and action items. We have a request from Temple Shari Shalom for use of Veterans Park on the rain date of Sunday, November 10th from 11:30 to 2:30 for dog costume contest. All trash will be collected and park will be returned the same condition in which it was found.
Make a motion.
Yeah.
I make a motion to accept the request from the Congregation of Israel for use of Chisholm Park on Sunday, November 17th from 10:30 to 11:30 for a youth sports game with,
No, we're at
The top one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
They had to cancel that last week.
Yeah,
so
it's
they
the
Oh, that's
rebranded
right.
dog,
Never do a
dog
meeting after election.
contest.
That's you.
Again,
Yep, yep.
My apologies.
that's
Now
a,
everybody's punchy.
I'll make a motion to adopt the request from Temple Shari Shalom for the use of Veterans Park on November 10th from 11:30 to 2:30.
Second.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
aye.
We also accept the resignation of Sandy Harris as member of the Springfield Board of Health, effective December 31st, 2019, for her term expiring on December 31st, 2020.
I make a motion to accept the said resignation of Sandy Harris.
And I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The only thing I'd like to say with that is, anybody out there listening, if you want to try and get on the Springfield Board of Health, send your resume in, and we'll look at it.
Maybe we could put a post out through Township,
That's
Try to-
right, they can get them in, and we can
see if there's anybody who would like to
There-
volunteer.
There are, I think, I'm not certain, but I think Maggie Kepper, who is the secretary of the Board of Health, said there may be 3 openings.
Yeah, so I think we should put something out through all the Township channels and try to,
And also the Rent Leveling Board will, I
think we-
believe, have 3, 2 or 3.
I'll be honest, I think we have to have a broader discussion about how we go and fill some of these vacancies. I think there's a number of boards that over the years have not been used
well, we need to do it soon.
effectively, and we need to have a discussion rather than just discuss one post on Board of Health when it seems like we have a number of boards that aren't fulfilling their,
If people are gonna send it in, they can send it in, and as of the first of the year, they could be reappointed for,
yeah, well, I do know that other towns do a form online soliciting people. They have not like a Dropbox.
Yeah.
Something of how to get involved. And I think it's something that we should explore here. And to get qualified people, in all honesty, to serve on this board. Sandy Harris, who I've met a number of times, was a public health nurse.
Yeah.
She's going to be sorely missed
Agreed.
for her expertise.
I agree.
Agree.
All right, I closed my agenda.
Well, the
Nope.
Congregation
Yeah.
Israel one.
There's a request from Congregation Israel for use of Chisholm Park on Sunday, November 17th from 10:30 to 11:30 for a youth sports game, hold harmless, and certification of insurance provided. So we're just going to accept that. Any unfinished business? I don't think so. We have one correspondence from Cranford, ordinance 2019-12, which is master plan. They will have a final hearing on November 26, 2019. Any public comment on any governmental issue? Anyone? Yes, sir. Step right up. Please speak into the microphone.
Sheldon Zimmerman, 30 Hemlock Terrace. For many years, the Suburban News had been delivered to my doorstep, and it's been discontinued. And it has an excellent review of events in Springfield and in nearby towns. They have a special section of events going on in the neighborhood. And now I have to go to the Mountainside Library to find it. And I find it there, and even they have it there thanks to a person who gets the Star Ledger and gives her copy of the Suburban News to the library. So I was just wondering why it disappeared, and would be an excellent source of information about what's going on in Springfield and in the neighboring towns.
I get the Ledger and I don't get the Suburban anymore.
I get the Ledger and I don't get the Suburban, but everyone in town used to get the Suburban, if I
Yeah.
remember, right?
I didn't even know
That's
they
right,
still
on my
publish.
doorstep, and it just suddenly
I
disappeared.
thought they did.
I
away
buy
with
it, I buy it and store it and don't get it.
I don't believe that was a decision made by us. I'm not sure.
Well, I think the library used to carry it. I don't know if they still, I don't know, I may be wrong about that.
We can ask Dale.
But-
I thought it, actually, I thought it was, the Suburban was gone, quite frankly.
Yeah, I thought it
I
was,
didn't realize they were still publishing it all.
I didn't think they were still publishing either.
It
I
says
thought
permanent-
that
Well, they're-
was down or
It says
bought by someone
permanently
else.
closed.
They're still publishing.
It says permanently closed when we Google them.
We can ask.
I'll ask Dale.
we ask the
I'll ask the
library.
library.
I'll continue going to Mountainside.
Maybe we can get it
It
here.
might be an old copy they just keep putting out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
Yes.
Margaret Bandrowski, 166 Milltown Road. First of all, thank you for getting the television station back and running.
Is it up to date? I don't know.
Yes, it's up to date.
Thank Joe Voorhees for that.
Thank you for that. I want to say a few words about the election. But first, I want to say thank you for the work of, shout out to Linda Donnelly, who had a rough day yesterday. But she once again got through it, and she didn't lose her cool or her sense of humor. But I know it was a rough day for her.
So,
I'd like to commend Fred Scott for his acknowledgement that running without the experience of being an incumbent puts you at a disadvantage, for his willingness to engage in dialogue, for having ideas, and above all, for working to bring more residents into the process. And I hope he can find a way to do that. I want to congratulate Rich and Erica on the re-election and also note that this campaign built on their previous one by presenting a positive message of accomplishments supported by facts as well as aspiration and without any negativity. Erica's baptism in local politics was a difficult one in a very different political environment, and she saw firsthand how destructive and painful that experience was. In the next election cycle, when she and Rich ran together, they refused to engage negatively, and they must be thanked for that. They rejected an environment that saw accusation and anger accepted as a campaign strategy, and politics at the local level the better and more honest for it. Erica has been extraordinary in her energy, her openness and responsiveness to residents' concerns, her unending fountain of ideas, and her ability to bring the community together and to include everyone in that community. I'm thinking of the Stigma-Free Initiative, the Springfield Unity Project, the LGBTQ recognition, among other efforts. I don't know how she does it, but still manages never to miss a game or event with the remainder of Indiana. We are so fortunate to have these two dedicated public servants and the other volunteer committee members. It's all volunteer work, working for Springfield. Thank you to all the members and to those who offer themselves as candidates for office. It's never as easy as you think it's going to be.
and we would like to thank you because everything that you've stated, and we appreciate the kind words, can be said on your behalf because you are part of so many committees and you have more energy than I think you know you have to be a part of. So we want to thank you also.
We can get you on the Board of Health and the rent leveling. Have more space.
But thank you. That being said,
Any other?
any other? Oh, I saw, yes, see.
Just lurking.
Mike Bartosh, 77 Tudor Court. Number one, forgot what I wanted to say here now.
Oh,
Your 5
what-
minutes is up.
You've got time.
Any feedback on the marijuana dispensary?
no,
I heard,
Nothing back from the state to the people that want to open it
not
up?
that I'm aware
I
of.
heard that it's a dead deal. That's what I heard. I was told by the people who, Marinos told me that they got a call that the deal's off.
That's my understanding too.
Okay, so
I haven't heard anything from them. We haven't heard anything. We heard anything?
that's
No.
allegedly, or is that a definite, or?
They're not going to Marinos, and they had to have an address, exact address where they were going. And Marinos was told, no, they're not coming. So,
Okay.
that's all I can tell you about that.
Secondly, and I think I looked at this because I didn't attend the meeting, but I did streamline it 3 times, that you claim that you are not on social media, and there was some conversation that possibly there would be hiring somebody either full-time or part-time.
For the town, not for me.
No,
Wait,
No,
I don't know what you're,
I don't answer
wait,
social-
I don't know what you're referring to.
No, it was at the debate. They asked about social media.
Yeah,
I
right.
said, I don't go on social media and answer anything.
He means personally,
right.
he's not really.
Personally.
No, we talked about an idea that's been kicked around for, what's called the PIO, Public Information Officer. That's something that has been talked about. There's no plans right now, but
We're looking into it. I mean,
okay.
that's separate from his
No,
personal
I was
social
just
media,
wondering
yeah.
because I've never heard of it before.
Oh, yeah. A lot of townships have someone that they.
Not that I haven't heard of it
Yeah.
before, but I haven't
Yeah,
heard of it discussed before.
yeah, so.
At either
It hasn't
public
been
meetings.
much yet, but
Okay.
it's just
We're
something.
looking into it. There's a
Okay.
lot of ways, there's a lot of avenues for information. I think it's needed here to get, there's so much information that has to go out that I think, somebody's needed part-time to fill some hours in for that.
The young people come to me and say, at soccer games and all that, see my grandchildren, why don't you have something on social media? I said, why do we need it? If you go on recreation, you can see what recreation. If you go on this, like Springfield, you can see what's on there.
Well, I was just wondering whether or not, why hire somebody either full-time or part-time?
It wouldn't
Why
be-
not just get someone from the high school?
That's a good idea.
I
Just-
don't
We'll
know.
look into it.
Food for thought.
Because there's also a
Just
lot
talk.
of information
Okay.
that is, police information. There's a lot
Yeah,
of
some of it
higher
is
level
sensitive,
stuff
they
that-
can't.
Oh, okay.
on that.
I do see that there is in the budget for the street signs, for the crosswalks. Am I looking at correctly? Yeah, in the ordinance. The only reason why I bring it up is because, once again, coming down Mountain Avenue, there was a game going on tonight, okay? I stopped to allow people to cross the crosswalk there on Mountain and Baldwell.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
No one, including New Jersey Transit, stopped coming in the other direction.
I know.
There were 2 people that were coming out of Jonathan Dayton High School that were blowing their horns at me because I stopped.
I know.
And I was about ready to get out of my
talked about
car and go knock on their window.
We talked about this, I don't remember if you were here.
Well, we've
possibly 2
talked about
meetings
this for
ago.
the last 11 months.
I want to
But this is-
I want, John, and I was gonna bring it up, because my wife almost gets it every day. I want to get either blinking thing in the middle of the street. It's, we have to do something, because kids are afraid to cross the street. I have St. James parents that came to me and said, they come this way home, and they can't cross the street. I mean, I know we have a police officer there, an hour in the morning, I guess an hour in the afternoon, I don't know what, I know you have police officers there.
I'm done.
All right. No, but I agree with you, 100%. I want to do something now before someone gets killed. I want, Dave, the thing that got knocked over and destroyed, let's get the blinking guy. If it, what's it gonna cost, $200? If it, we have to do something, and I wanna make sure something happens. All right, call Robbie, tell him to order it, I'll call him and tell him to order it, but I want it done, and it has to be done now. And
We need to talk about, that's county road also, we gotta see what we can and what we can't do there.
it's just that, it's getting too, too dangerous for the kids,
Agree.
okay? I mean, and then,
I know, my kid's one of them. She crosses every night after sports, and she said that she's almost been hit because it's an epidemic of people not respecting the laws of driving. I don't know what to do. I don't know what the answer is.
but I don't wanna see, I don't wanna come home and get a report.
I know.
And then if we can get 2 flag stands, right by the high school, one by high school, one by, the bank, right there, and put it there and cross with it. You say he works in, New Providence and all that other stuff with the flags on busy streets, let's do it. Get it there, I asked Robbie about that, he's supposed to do it.
The only reason why I keep bringing this up, because this was brought up with Mr. Zahadi when he was the BA manager here, and some other people. And it kept on, it's like, yeah, we're gonna look into it, we're gonna look into it, we're gonna look into it, and then all of a sudden, 3 streets pop up in Springfield that have orange flags.
Yes. I wanna get more.
I honestly, I don't know how the flags work in other places, like if they're, but if these people aren't stopping when my kid is crossing the street, I don't know if a flag's gonna make them stop either.
Well,
They
I don't
just
know,
are
Mr.
rudely
Weber
driving.
brought it up, I think, when was it?
I
the
almost
last meeting
worry
or
that-
something?
They're using them out in Chisholm and Milltown over there.
They're waving the flags, so, whether or not it's working or not, my question to Mr. Zahadi at that time and the other individual was, well, call the chief of police in New Providence or their business administrator or their mayor and find out if these things are working or not. Or call Milburn and find out if the flashing lights are working when people are crossing to go to their concerts on Sunday or to go to that in Taylor Park where the playground is.
I'm going to say that I think you're 100% right. I don't know whether we were sleeping on it or not or whatever, but that will be my first phone call I will make to
Well, I mean, let me say something.
I mean-
You brought up the flag,
Can
and I think
I just
within...
say one more thing?
Go ahead.
Somebody brought up painting orange on the curb
Why?
at Evergreen Village or whatever it was.
I don't think you're.
And it was done in 1 week. But I've been bringing this up for over 11 months, and nothing gets done.
No, there were flags put up in certain locations.
I
They were
respectfully
put up.
disagree. You brought up the flags, it wasn't more than 2 months ago, 3 months maybe, and we got those flags at least put up. Not in this location, but there are other flags that weren't there before.
I just fear a false sense of security for people on a very busy location if they think they pick up a flag that's going to stop people from doing what they did to you, which was drive around you and your stop. I don't know. I'm worried about that. And that one,
No,
yeah.
I just.
No, I just- that
Just so that I'm not
worries
cut
me.
off by somebody down
Yeah.
there. But not so much the flags, but I do kind of like the blinking light. I mean, it's really dark
Yeah.
out there. It's dark for me to see
Yeah.
people crossing,
I
so
think we're beyond
a
flags.
Can we?
blinking
I would
something
lean on-
would be not the word.
No, I mean,
Police,
that's
the
fine.
people at police
I don't know.
experience,
We have to
I'm
find
not
out
going to
what
make
we
the
can
call.
and
'cause
can't
Yeah,
It's
but
not my expertise, but I would lean on the people with police experience to make a call
a lot
as
of
to what
towns
might
have,
help.
Like the blinking light that's ran by solar.
Right.
Side, it's crossing,
Yep.
I don't know, we got to, let us know. If we have to go to the state, we'll call somebody from the state.
John and I will talk about it tomorrow, we'll figure out what we can do.
Yeah,
what we
it's
can't
not unreasonable what we,
do. Not at all.
we'll get it done.
If you don't, my wife will be here next month. 'cause
Fair enough.
I told
I go with
you,
her.
my child walks there every day after high school athletics, and she said it is very dangerous. We're aware of it. I don't know what the correct answer is.
It's just a very dark corner. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think there's a light anywhere near there too. So I think that
No.
it exacerbates the issue because you really can't see. Pitch dark.
And I realized we just used the pool for it was the first time last night,
For the election.
but it was very dark over by there. Maybe if we're gonna keep on using the pool, which we should, maybe we could
Need
put
some
like
more
one
lighting.
light, 2 lights in it, yeah.
Yep.
Look at that. I meant to say, it was very dark down there.
Not a problem.
Any other public comment? And thank you. We're going to move into executive session, and no action will be taken afterwards.
Okay, Resolution 111619, whereas Article 6 of the Open Public Meetings Act provide that a public body may hold a closed session, and whereas the Township Committee will during this meeting enter into discussion of the following matters: redevelopment, attorney-client privilege, contract negotiations, Board of Health, potential litigation, attorney-client privilege, McCarr. Whereas the matters to be discussed in closed session are to remain in the strictest of confidence by all Township Committee members in furtherance of their fiduciary duties to the Township. Now, therefore, be it resolved, matters discussed at this meeting will be released to the public when the reasons for discussing and acting upon them in closed session no longer exist.
Make a motion to go into closed.
Second.
And again, no action will be taken afterwards.